And we're live. On the side, let's see. We got Uncle John. Chessboard is here. Thanks for loving me, Chessboard. Love you back. Thorzax is here. Trees a blowing had to, he's a early bird, so he had to go to bed. Tactical Rabbit is here. Tactical Rabbit 308. That's a good cartridge. All right. Fuzzy is here. All right, thanks, Fuzz. And now it finally showed up. Okay, we're live.
Yeah,
Hope I didn't miss anyone.
Fuzz kind of chewed her ass there, so let's pay attention to Fuzz here.
You gotta love Fuzz. I love Fuzzy's laugh.
You don't put up with it. You don't put up with it.
When Fuzzy starts laughing in his videos, I love it. Yes. And Fuzzy, you got to talk about what's going on right now. There's a little war going on, so yeah. So there you go. As many of you know, there's a little war going on in Israel right now with Hamas, who I think is a terrorist organization funded by Iran, who was funded by Biden and Obama. All right, there you go, people. All right, enough with that.
You know what Israel said, though? No, wait. You know what Israel said? Because the White House went to Israel after this happened, says, we're pledging our support to you. You know what they turned around and told us right then and there? They said, we do not want your help. We do not want your help. We got it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Well, here's the thing. The Israelis have the best intelligence out there. How did they let that slip by and all these people come in and all they're doing is, harming civilians? So they're terrorists. Hamas is. So
that's because they get the money. Okay. And everybody's going to live in peace and all this other stuff. And everybody's all happy and everybody's just going to live in peace. And that's the biggest load of crap that I've ever heard of in my life for that area of the world. There will never be peace in the Middle East, ever.
Well, that's biblical. Vanessa Kitty is here.
Well, you know what? Biblically, you know what it says? It says that the Arabs, okay, will always be at war with their brother. In fact, they'll be at war with each other. It doesn't matter. They're a warring people. Ever since Cain went up and over the mountain, man, and he was gone, okay, and then the same thing with Ishmael and Isaac, okay, it's been going on ever since. It's been going on ever since, and they hate each other, and that's just the way they hate us because we support Israel. I don't know about this. Anyway,
Well, here's the weird thing.
What do you think they were going to do with that funding? What do you think they were going to do with it?
Six-shooter Texans here. Here's the weird thing.
Get a daisy farm going? Come on.
A lot of the Jewish people, especially in New York, you might know this, Andy, they vote Democrat. And it's not helping them one bit.
No.
All right. Enough politics, I guess, but that is that's our latest news. Michael Hurtneck is here.
Like I said, Israel said we do not want your help. So what does that tell you? That was our first reaction. We do not want your help. We got it. Oh, man.
Well, I tell you what, this wouldn't happen under Trump. They wouldn't dare. He took care of those bastards before.
Yep.
Broke Loader is here. So this is either going to be, tacos and French fries is here. This is either going to be a quickie because they're going to take them out. A lot of civilians are going to get it, but or this is going to get ugly. So take your pick. There's going to be sides drawn.
All right. I pray that this does not get escalated.
It could be, or it could be taken quickly. Anyway, we got the politics out of the way. Andre D'Angelo is here. Andre D'Angelo. I can't even talk tonight. I've just got done maintenancing. I'm getting winterized, and there's a lot of things to do. So I just got finished checking certain stuff. All I have to do is change the oil on the generator, and I'm good. I'm good, pretty much. A few other things. All right, Vanessa thinks it's going to be long and messy. Yeah, well, I can't believe that got by their intelligence. How many people were coming in and doing this? The Israelis are the best at intelligence, so we could learn from them. I can't believe they snuck one on the Israelis. It boggles my mind. All right.
Already said it.
Maybe they didn't sneak it
Told
by.
to
Maybe they
turn a
would
blind
happen.
eye. They were told to turn a blind eye to Palestinians coming into Israel. They were told to do that so they could continue their funding. Everybody was going to get along just great. We're going to have, we're all going to sit down and just have, pie and ice cream together. That's what they were told. They were told to turn a blind eye. In other words, you will not do this surveillance. You will not do this. You will not do that. That's exactly what was going on. And like I said, Israel now is like, oh, well, we pledge support for Israel. We don't want your help.
Well, I'd watch the next few days because I think thunder is going to come down and lightning, and we'll see what happens. But there's going to be casualties. Garage Guy is here. Hey, Garage Guy. All right, we got that out of the way. That's the latest news, pretty much. Other than the house. All right. Jim Jordan all the way. All right.
Well, anyway, in my situation, just to let everybody know that knows my situation, I have blood work coming up and an EKG, and I also have an appointment with a cardiologist to make sure that I'm going to be okay under anesthesia. So probably after that, about 2 weeks after that, I imagine I'll be going in and jumping on the slab and going under the knife. And that's going to send me back. It's going to send me back. It's going to send me back to zero again, and I'll be right back here and sleeping in my lazy boy and spending a couple of months doing that again. I'm not looking forward to it, but at least it'll give me a platform, give me a foundation where I can work up from there. I won't have this thing in my arm anymore, which it really does need to come out. It's too much bother for me. It's a foreign object in my body, and my body said, hey, it's got to go.
Yeah, I don't like foreign objects in my body.
Especially when they're about that long and they're screwed in with 8 screws. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy knows all about that. You want to torture somebody, get a drill out, drill into their bone. They'll tell you anything that you want. Oh yeah.
Tactical Fud is here. Hey, Tactical Fud, how you doing? Yeah. So this might be kind of a short chat tonight because I want to save time for Halloween. That's my favorite, and Christmas chats where we get all duded up, and hopefully someone will participate on Halloween. So that's at the end of the month, and it's like 3 or 4 days before Halloween. So that might be good. No parties, all that. And people might come in and dress up and do that. So I really want to encourage that, getting all made up for Halloween. Andy did an awesome one once.
Twice.
That was great. It was great. That went down in history.
There are times that Sean.
It did. I still remember that. I was looking at Andy like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, man, you got to be kidding me. Oh, my God.
Yes, that is what the festive.
Right, he did. He did it right, man. I couldn't find fault with the way he did it. He did it. Andy, you were awesome, man. That was good.
That's what the live chats were all about. It started as hat chats, and we always had some thing going, some gimmick, and Halloween's a big one for me. I have no idea what I'm going to be this year, but Yeah, we got to do Halloween, so I got to save at least an hour to get it started, and then they can take off my next month. Yeah.
Jim, the one thing I really enjoy about you is that um, we got to take the tension off the spring that's wound up in us all the time about, life. And we sit here and we have a good time, drink a few beers, coffee, wine, whatever. And we just unwind and we have a good time, And the only thing's missing is a campfire in the middle, And it's just quality time spending with your friends. That's it. And we need to do that. There's so much stuff that takes up people's time nowadays. Everybody's busy doing stuff. And I'm telling you what, these chats are really good, not just for myself or Andy or the other guys that come on, but also the guys that are in live chat too. They go off and they talk about other stuff that we're not even talking about. And so it really leaves a connection for everybody to get together, and have that connection. It really is. It's a great thing. It is.
Yeah, you gotta have fun. You gotta unwind your springs, people.
Yep.
Vanessa Kitty had a problem on the last Halloween. Oh man, I'm sorry, Vanessa, that you're having issues. It's a YouTube thing. It's not me. You know that. You're my girl. You're my major moderator that helps everything on these live chats, and you're on every chat. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Vanessa. I can't control YouTube. Let's see.
Hey, tell me a little bit about your sagebrush. I noticed you posted a video there, Jim, and you were pushing it all off to the side with your tractor. Man, that was a ton of brush. I mean, up here in Washington, Western Washington, brush is really thick. But I didn't realize you had that stuff. That stuff's nasty.
We have what they call scrub oak, and that's like barbed wire. It's little oak tree bushes that'll snag on everything. You go walking through that. That's why I worried about the horses and roping them, because if they got snagged on that, they're done. Yeah. So I just did it the lazy way and just scooted it down with the tractor.
I know you like horses, and I like animals too. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say you think about Mongo walking up and punching out that horse. That'll go down in history, man. That's so funny. It is. You realize just how off the wall that is. It had to come out of some zany guy that said, "Hey, it'd be funny." Yeah, that poor horse. They had that horse trained, by the way.
I never thought of that because it just happened real quick. But Mongo, doing a Mongo segment where I punched the horse, that would have been awesome.
You can't be here.
And then I'd have a pot of beans and do that scene after. Yeah, that would have been hilarious. I feel bad for the horses though. Tin Man here. Hey, Tin Man.
Come on, Tin Man.
They were.
Any word on the horses, Jim?
What's that?
Any word on the horses?
Yeah.
As far as I know, they haven't been found yet. They travel quite a bit because where that guy lives, where my house is, that was a long way they traveled. And now they were searching like more east and north. And I think they went over towards the mountain in my backyard. There's a valley and water down there. I think that's where they went. And I hope he finds them. They were beautiful horses. They were super friendly.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to take the risk of roping them and having something go wrong,
And you never know how a horse is going to react.
Yeah, I don't know those horses. So if I tried to rope one and he took off, he would have snagged in the brush. Mountain lion could have got him, whatever. He'd be stuck.
You'd end up just like me, not being able to let go of that rope and get drugged for about 50 freaking yards.
Yeah. And I told the owner I felt really bad because I didn't know those horses. All I could do is like pet them, and then they took off. If I went into the garage trying to find the right rope, they would have been gone a mile away by then anyway. So
You did the right thing. You did what you could. I mean, I know you felt bad about it, but what
yeah,
else?
well, he found out through me.
Out. I mean,
Yeah, the best I could do is call, and he found out through me where
not
they
just
were.
that. You were able to identify those horses because you had it on film. Say these are the horses. So you did a huge favor for the people that are trying to find them, or people that are saying horses are missing, and they can say, "Hey, go to this guy's channel. Are these them?" Because they were just there.
Well, he has pictures, and he's put it on Media Lost Horses, so he's got good pictures of them. But I don't know how they're going to react if I try roping them. And again, by the time I found rope that size, they would have been gone. I only had a few minutes with those horses, and they took off.
Yeah, you need at least 6 thread, for that, hemp 6 thread.
Yeah, and if they take off with rope, then they're screwed. They're going to snag.
Right. Well, one of the things that's happening out in my neck of the woods is that I don't know what it is about living where I live, but there's been some sort of thing that happened where there was some very bad people that were living over on Stottlemyre and Lincoln. And in fact, I've been by that house before, and it's always got some shady looking cars out there and stuff. Anyway, there was some sort of a shooting that happened there. So a huge manhunt out in our neck of the woods, and it's involved multiple sheriff's departments, the Washington State Patrol, and you name it, man. And I'm going to tell you what, they're everywhere right now. They're trying to find these guys that did that. And it's funny is that that made the news, and in my area. But if you go to like Silverdale or Bremerton, or you go to Port Orchard or someplace like that, they're like, oh, there was a shooting. So what? But if it happens out here, oh man, it's a 5-alarm fire. They want to find out what happened and everything else. The news has got it and everything. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Hello, MC. Thanks for dropping by, MC. Yeah, it's cuckoo out there right now, especially with the borders. I'm just glad they're not coming up to this area. So, yeah. It's crazy. I tell you what, though, I'm ready for that stuff. I'm ready.
Yeah.
They ain't taking the old man easy, I'll tell you that. They're going to have to put up some work.
Well, I hate to say this, whatever conveniences computers have, it's worked against us in the long run, as far as I'm concerned, as far as our private. And also, the more that we have to rely on computers to file forms and do things with our taxes and all the rest of the stuff, we're all incorporated into this big thing that we're relying on, and I hate to say it, it's become a real job, just to stay ahead of everything. I mean, email me this and attach that form there, and blah blah blah, and it's crazy. I mean, what happened in the old days when you used to be able to just go down to somebody's office, sit down, and you had somebody to help you, and guess what? Within a half an hour, you're all done. You didn't have to think about it anymore. Now you're on some big Rolodex of people that are going to call you back, or they're going to email you, or they're going to get back to you when they have time because they're busy with another case, or they're not in the office right now, blah, 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 blah. It's crazy, man. We live in a crazy world now, and it's because we've gone into this whole computer age.
It's cuckoo. And before we came on live, Andy had an issue at the range. You want to talk about that, Andy?
Just went to the range on Wednesday, my day off. Figured I'd finally get to the range. It was a nice day here and stuff. I pull into the range. There's like 15, 20, whatever, big black SUVs parked at the range area. I drive down to the office where you got to sign in. They don't open till 8:30, but anyway, I go there. The office was open. I walk in. So what's going on? And they said, sorry, Andy, you won't be able to shoot today down at the pistol range. We rented it out to the Secret Service. So it was one of those days. I was all primed. I got so much load testing to do on the 357. I had a sight in the new red dot, perfectly now. And then I was going to bring my 22, my Hamley, do some of that, and only my Ruger PC. And I have all kinds of new loads worked up for the Ruger PC just in case for some dumb reason my old loads don't want to work right anymore. So
you have a Hammerly 22?
Yeah, 1964.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay, you got a Hammerly. Wow.
Yeah, that was my main between that and my Dan Wesson. There were two different competitions, but they were 300-point matches, stuff like that. And
yeah. So you got the grip that molds to your hand and
yes,
everything.
sir.
Yeah.
Mine was made and used in the 1964 Olympics. Okay. It was so traceable. It was ridiculous. And I only have 2 magazines. That's the part that hurts. They're almost impossible to get.
Mm-hmm.
I found the guy, but, every 3 months I send him an email. Don't forget I'm looking for a couple. Don't forget I'm looking for a couple.
Yeah.
He says, I got you on my list. Don't worry. And I go, okay. So, but that was when I got the gun, I contacted Hamley. And they sent me a clay mold thing to do my grip with.
Do your grip. Yeah, they're super comfy.
They said, send me back your old grips just in case they're close. We can work them.
Yeah.
Okay. If not, I'd have to pay for all new ones. So they were able to use my old ones.
Yeah.
And my hand was actually a little bigger than the guy in front of me. So the base part of the grip for the lower part of your hand, they had to make that a little thinner, and that was about it. And it was like a perfect fit.
Yeah, they're so comfortable and they fit low to your hand. So it's just like pointing like this. They are so nice. Yeah,
the gun is unbelievable. When I first got it, I was playing around and getting used to it, and I went out and I bought expensive match grade ammo, and I borrowed a gun vise, sat it on a bench, sighted it close to the bullseye, and pulled it 10 times one hole. I said, Jesus Christ, man, if I can only shoot that good.
Yeah, those were the old school Target 22 pistols. If people don't know out there,
oh yeah,
they had molded grips. It's like the Olympics, everything is right there. Super nice trigger. Yeah,
it's a beautiful gun, and after a while that was my main competition. That's what I shot mostly in the tri-state area, 900-point matches, and about 10 matches in, I was now in the 850 bracket, so I was quite happy.
Okay, chessboard. I'm going to have to resub to you because the videos didn't pop up. If you posted new videos, I didn't see them. So I'll have to resub. YouTube can be like that. So I'll do that on my iPad when I get back in the chair here.
I have a question for Andy. Ooh, excuse me. What model number is it?
207, I think.
I've shot 208s and 215s in the Hammerly line, and they're to call them excellent. No, they're puss. You can't get if you can't do it with that, you can't do it.
Yes. Like I said, I locked the thing in a vise because I was told that it'll shoot one hole.
Yep.
and we're not talking 20 feet. We're talking 50-foot targets.
Yeah.
And
Bullseye is only about that big around, man. It's and the X ring is
unbelievable. I mean, it took me a little while to get used to it, and stuff. Once I got used to it, then I started getting the group real tight. And like I said, I was shooting 900-point matches, and I was shooting 850. So I was in the top, what was it, 30 people out of about 1,000 that used to join that match. So I was quite happy with that.
Yeah, back before Inslee, we had what's his name? God, I can't remember his name. That he was our governor. Anyway, I shot in the governor's 20, so I ended up getting a certificate from him because I shot in the top 10% on that. And I thought, but I shot a Hammerly 208 in that, and I know exactly what you're talking about. They are really very, very nice pistols, and it's too bad they discontinued them. It really is. I mean, they're, I say this, but I hate to say this to a lot of the guys out there. I know a lot of guys shoot action sports, but bullseye pistols are very precise and very precision.
Oh God, yeah.
You can't get a better pistol than a bullseye pistol. That's it. It's demanded that it's made to that.
That gun, I checked it a year ago on gun values and stuff. It was $3,800.
Yeah.
Okay, I paid $800 for it.
Which is a 207. Yeah, that's probably P208.
Well, that's 800's a good deal.
Yeah, well, it was the gun store I was range officing out of, so he just said, I got something coming in and you want, and I'm just going to pass it over to you if you want it. I'm not going to make any money. So, okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to apologize. My
Pizza.
Look at
My
that.
son made a homemade pizza. I just about lost it on the keyboard.
You're killing us. Man. You got beer and you got peanut. You got pizza.
I'm going to have to eat in front of you guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. Good.
I've
Shout
been
out.
eating all day. I've been winterizing. All right. So,
No pineapple, I hope.
no pineapple, olives, pepperoni, green peppers, and I think that's it. I don't want to lose it on the keyboard. Nice crust like New York. Yes. Thin
And
crust.
what a lot of guys do if they get grips that have a palm rest, or they even have a thing for underneath, your hand, the heel of your hand underneath here. What a lot of guys do is they buy the oversized grip, and then what they do is they fill that with Bondo, and then they take a Dremel tool with a sanding disc, and they actually, kind of customize it that way. And that's the way I did a set of grips that I had for a pistol, and I just went ahead and Bondoed them and did it that way. It fit them right to my hand. Screw up. You can always do Bondo.
How you doing, Lead Mining 44? Oh, yeah. It was good.
Counts, Uncle Jim. If it's good, that's what matters.
I've been binging. There's a guy that does reviews on all pizzas, New York, New Jersey, everywhere. So my son made me a homemade pizza tonight. So, yeah.
That is one thing about Seattle. We're not known for our pizza, except for Pizza Pagliacci. That's some good pizza, I admit. And there used to be a place here, which was Campana's, and they've went out of business. But that used to be like, there was no better pizza than that. And Domino's and all the rest of this, it's garbage, man. It's garbage.
Yeah, I like a New York pizza, nice and burnt, wood fire, coal fire.
Folded in half, Oh, yeah.
Thin, but not floppy. It's got to be perfect. Yeah.
Yep.
This isn't bad for the oven. This is pretty good for the oven. No flop, crusty. Yeah. See the crust? Oh, yeah.
Ugh,
Cooked right.
you're making me hungry.
Way to go, boy. I got to tell the son you did good. Mm. This is my dinner, a first meal of the day. And it's good. It's really good. All right. Someday we'll get a oven, a wood thing in the backyard to cook pizza. I don't know. Mm. Mm. Very good. Yeah, not floppy. You gotta be slightly burnt and crisp. Yeah.
I got the pizza place I go to. My wife likes soggy crust, what he has to do for me. He cooks half the pie his normal way. Takes it out, cuts it in half, then puts the other half back in the oven until it just about starts to burn
Yeah.
and crispy. They don't. People don't understand. You got to get that food cooked to a certain point for the flavors to meld. The flavors don't come out until you get them cooked to a certain level.
And you gotta have that crunch.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a really good channel out there, and he's very famous. And every time he buys a pizza, a lot of people recognize him, the owners, and they're like scared to death because he gives them a score, and it's really good. My son nailed it tonight. That is really good.
It
So,
sounds fantastic.
let's see. Tactical City use flour tortillas. I've tried that before. It's super thin and crisp. Yeah. 6-shooter Texan. I had sausage eggs over easy with toast. That works. That's a great brekkie. Yeah.
You know what my favorite breakfast is? Hands down, 3-minute eggs over toast. You take the toast and you chop it up in little squares and you throw it in a bowl. You take those 3-minute eggs and you whack them and you just go ahead and scoop out the insides, and the yolk is all like runny and everything, and it goes all over everything. It's this gooey sort of like what is it? It's kind of like an egg stuffing, and it's just can't get enough of it, man. It's awesome, man. It is a good breakfast. It's something you only maybe want to have every once in a long time, though. It's super fattening, but it's great. Yeah, I love that. It's awesome.
Yeah. English muffins were good too. Yep. Uncle John. Mm. Mm.
You know, one thing I'd like to know: where has the quality of sausage went? It seems to me like every time I go to the grocery store and I pick up sausage, even from some of the brand names, it just doesn't taste the way it used to. It's like the FDA or something's got in there and said, "Oh, you can't use that. Oh, you can't use this. Oh, you can't use that now." And it's totally kind of broken the mold on that. I don't know why. It's something I've noticed. It just sausage doesn't really have the same kick to it as we used to. You get homemade sausage. That's the guy knows what he's doing, man. I'll tell you, it's some really kick-ass stuff.
Yeah, Fuzz. That revolver, if you want to call it that, is super quiet suppressed. That was the first pistol I ever bought for my son.
Hey, one thing I wanted to show you, Andy, is that I was digging through a box at a gun store one day, and I ran into these, and they didn't even have a price tag on them. And I went up there and I asked the guy, how much you want for these? He says, "Those? No, you think $10 is good?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give you $10 for them." Guess what? Harriet. with the palm rest and the whole bit. Here it grips, thumb rest, the whole bit. I mean, these fit your hand.
I'll have to put up a little video. I don't know, maybe tomorrow.
Put these
break
on
out the Hamley and
yeah, I put these on my Model 14.
put a little video up.
Man, I'll tell you what, you are in the groove. I'm telling you, the one thing I don't like about my Model 14, it's got way too light of a trigger. It does. I mean, you barely even think about it. How off it goes. I don't like a really light trigger like that. I like to kind of have a little resistance. So I know that I'm on it. Okay, I'm on the sear, and that the side alignment is there. Okay, so I'm looking at the side alignment as I'm applying the squeeze. And the problem is with too light of a trigger, you don't feel the squeeze. And so sometimes you're not ready for the gun to go off because you don't have the sights aligned, and that can throw a shot. So, having too light of a trigger can actually add to inaccuracies in your shooting. Don't be a prick.
It's what you get used to. My Hamley is definitely a light trigger, but not that light.
Oh, this is less than 2 pounds. This is like oh my gosh. Yeah, and about this 14, I got a deal on it, and now I'm gonna figure out why.
Yeah, but is it? Are you sure that doesn't have an adjustment on it that you can tweak a screw?
I've looked at it and everything. It's got all the factory stuff in it, and I think I could probably stiffen it up a little bit by putting a heavier what is that? The rebound spring.
Rebound spring, but I wouldn't. You're fine.
Man, I'll tell you what, that 14 is accurate. I've shot it off. I shot it off a bench and a ransom rest, and they all went through the same hole. It's definitely a match gun. So. Yeah, it's an older 14 too. It's got a pin barrel and all that,
Yeah, I had a couple of them 5-screw, and then I had a Model 18 4-inch.
Yeah, I got a 17 6-inch, and it's pristine. There isn't even powder. There's no powder burn marks on the front of the cylinder. That's how pristine it is. And I kicked myself because why did you buy this? This gun's practically never been shot. You're gonna go out and shoot it. I mean, it's like brand new. I mean, it is. So, anyway, yeah. Live and learn. I don't like buying safe queens. I like buying shooters. Ones that I'm going to go out and shoot. It's great to have a pristine old gun, but the bottom line is, you go out and start shooting, it ain't going to be pristine for long. That's the problem. And yeah, and the way that we appreciate craftsmanship, we like to leave them in the pristine condition that they're in. So it's one of those things. You just want to get a shooter. You just want to get a shooter. There was a guy. I'm not trying to promote anybody else's channel out there. There's a guy that I subscribe to, and him and his son go out there to the Nevada desert and they do shooting. And I'm pretty sure that some of you guys know what I'm talking about. But he picked up a Model 10 that was nickel, and it was made in 1977. And so they're out there, and he's got some 130 grain and some 158 grain factory loads. They took an LP bottle and they put it up there up there in the hills, and his son sat back with that 4-inch Model 10, and he shot at over 100 yards. It must have been at least 120, 150 yards away with that Model 10, and he nailed it on the third shot. I mean, and a lot of people will look at a Model 10 and go, it's just a cheap fixed sight revolver. They made millions of them. They are really a fine gun.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too. I mean,
heavy barrel Model 10.
Yeah, I've got a heavy barrel Model 10 that was IDF. It was Israeli Defense Force, Air Force. It's got a Star of David on the end of on the very bottom of the buttstock. On the butt, on the grip. Oh, there you go.
What is that? Yogurt? What is that?
Where the hell's the camera? It's Italian ice.
Oh,
There you
Marinos.
go. Marino.
there you go.
I don't know if you guys get it out where you are. This is
Yeah.
like
No.
the best stuff you can buy in the store.
Andy, you guys in New York, and when it comes to Italian food, you guys are spoiled. It's just like us out here. I mean, we're out here on the Pacific Rim, and we've got the best Chinese food in the world. You know, I mean, this is the way it is. You know, but yeah, you want real Italian stuff, man. You go to New York or you go there on the East Coast, you're going to get some really good Italian food.
What's amazing is how you can get in one area, you can get certain brands of stuff, but somewhere else you can't eat. People go, what the hell is that? Never heard of it.
Which, by the way, something I wanted to go ahead and kind of expand on a little bit and look for an opportunity to fit it in. Duke's mayonnaise. You know, I've used it a few times, and I was like, hey, this stuff's pretty good. You know, hey, this stuff's pretty good. But there has been a couple of times when I have used that on a sandwich where I cannot get the flavor of that mayonnaise out of my mouth for days. And I don't know what it is. This is a real heavy aftertaste to it. So Duke's mayonnaise, yeah, I would.
It's got a rich taste.
I'm not going to again. I threw away the mayonnaise jar. You know, I just said, hey, I'm just going to go back to Hellman's, you know, Best Foods, and go with that because I don't get this aftertaste, this heavy, nasty aftertaste. You know, it's like, yeah, really, like laying there in bed going, golly, man, you believe this? Ah. Oh, thanks, Tack Rabbit. Yeah. Well, you know, I looked this gun over, and you know, I checked it out, and the engagement's fine. It's just that I think whoever had this Model 14, he swapped out the rebound spring on it. I mean, you know, the hammer spring is completely, you know, tight. I mean, as tight as it can be in the frame, but I think the rebound spring that's in the trigger is like a Wolf reduced power.
Oh, you drop it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, thanks anyway, Tack Rabbit. Yeah. I already looked at that, but no, I don't think it's been molested. I don't think anybody's got in there and stoned anything.
As long as you don't have push off.
No, it doesn't have any push off. I mean, you can push as hard as you want on that thing, and it will not push off.
Well, you don't want to push as hard as you want. For people that don't know, when you're checking a revolver in single action, you cock the hammer and you push forward a little bit. Don't force it. And as long as it doesn't have push off, it hasn't been billy bob.
Right.
Yeah. So that's push off. You push forward on the hammer once it's cocked, but don't give it too much forward.
I said as much as you want. I guess what I'm saying, within reason, you know, within reason that you would think you would be able to break. You know, yeah. You know, my PPC gun. That was one thing I was very concerned with when I bought it, that it would have push off, and it didn't. So, you know, yeah. Some Billy Bob Smith and Wessons out there. Yeah, there's some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, if they get in there on the hammer ledge, they'll billy bob it, and you got push off.
Yep.
But as long as you don't have push off, you're good. And I forget how many ounces. You're not supposed to overforce, but it's so many ounces. And as long as it stays there and then go forward, you're good.
Yeah. I just use my one thumb and I push against it as I'm, you know, holding on to the pistol. And I push. And then, you know, if I don't get any let off on that, then we're good. But I don't want anything that's dangerous, you know.
Oh my God, that's so good. Not floppy. Oh, rust. Oh yeah.
Killing us, man. Killing us.
Oh.
You even put the olives on it, man. That's awesome. Are they jalapeno Are they jalapeno olives?
No.
Nope, they're just regular olives. Oh, that's cool.
Olives, green pepper, onion, and pepperoni right now.
I don't know if it's my northern heritage, but I cannot handle green pepper, man. If I get green
Really?
pepper, oh my gosh, man.
Uh,
I That's all I'm going to be tasting for freaking days, man. Just irping that stuff up, man. Green pepper does not get along with me. And not only does I irp it up, but it affects the other end too. I'm telling you, yeah, oh yeah, who's some more off of this stuff? Oh yeah, you bet. Yeah.
mm. No, I like green pepper on just about everything. Or yellow pepper, red pepper, whatever.
Yeah, yellow pepper doesn't bother me, and red pepper, it really doesn't bother me if it's done it's done in, small amount. But green pepper, wow, it doesn't take much of that stuff. I don't know what it is about the green pepper. It just, man, tears me up. That is true, Gunwater. Yeah, you shouldn't try to put a reverse force against your sears. That's not a good idea.
Mm-mm. No, don't screw up your revolvers pushing off too hard on the hammer to check it.
Andy. Andy's in bliss. Andy is in bliss. He is in bliss. He's in a different world right now.
Oh, their ices are really good, and the flavor is crazy.
Yeah.
If you never had a Marino's ice, you have no idea.
I've had Italian ice before. I know what you're saying. But I haven't had Marino's. So
Yeah, nothing like that around here, that's for sure. Mm.
So where's Tin Man? Is he tending to the family right now? He was in the chat there.
He's probably busy. He's got,
I know.
he's working hard, got a family.
Comes home, he's burned out, and then he's got to flip pancakes with all that. And
Mm-hmm.
I get it, dude. I get it. I have a lot of respect for him. You know what he needs? The next time that you organize a mancation to Uncle Jim's, you need to invite him down. He needs to spend a week down there with you guys.
He's got too much family now to screw around. Yeah.
That's the reason why he needs a mancation. He needs to disconnect for a while. He needs to go a little crazy, Yeah, I think it would do him some good. He'd probably come back. He'd probably come back to the old lady in his job like a new man.
Vanessa, are you like me where you just work hard and don't eat all day and then you gotta, Vanessa, you gotta eat. Mm.
One thing I want to address with Fuzz Fork, there's never any excuse why you should buy more. I mean, you should buy more. Anytime that you see it on sale, buy it because you're going to use it. If you're a shooter and you're dedicated to your reloading and you're dedicated to your shooting, it's a sport that you're going to, it's something that you enjoy. I mean, just buy it. I mean, you're going to use it. Primers, powders, stuff like that. Just buy it when it's on sale. When the price comes down on it, just load up. And the next thing you say 8 pounds of 4350 is like $300. I got that for $80 like 3 years ago. See, so you should always try to hit the sales and stock up when the prices are low. And then that way you're good, man. Like Jim and me, man, we don't have anything to worry about. I mean, administration's in there. Oh well, I won't be buying anything during this time. It's expensive.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, it's turning in. Well,
total nightmare.
What's happening right now, even on an international level? Come on, it's a nightmare for the world. This is turning into a nightmare for the world.
It's such a cluster, the U.S. will reverse itself. So hopefully that's a good thing.
Again, pledged support to Israel, and they held their hand out and said, no, we don't want your help. Okay? We got it. In other words, we're going to go this alone rather than have you people over there try to help us because we already know the type of help that you gave us in the past. Oh, I mean, they're pissed off. And I would too.
The Israelis are really good fighters. I think they'll take care of it within.
You're damn right they are.
So they're going to take care of it quickly. Otherwise, it's going to escalate depending on the other side supporting.
Well, look at the way they handled the whole thing with Iraq's, nuclear ambitions back in the 80s. They had a meeting. They said, gentlemen, looks pretty apparent what we need to do here. So we want to have our aircraft ready, and we want pilots that are willing to not come back from this. Yeah, and they went over and they bombed the shit out of that place. They didn't warn them. They didn't do anything. They just went over there and did it.
What about when they went and got the hostages? There was no chance in hell, and they got the hostages back.
Yes.
Flying there, getting on their airport. They pulled that off like within very little planning. They are the best at what they do.
Yeah, you're talking about the 72 Olympics. Yeah, they didn't screw around. I mean, look at Carter. Carter went over there and he screwed that whole thing up and around. He screwed that whole thing up. Like, oh, the American helicopters are showing up. I guess we just need to kind of give up right now. They didn't give up. Just because we have a presence over there means they're scared of us. Like there's more of an incentive to die for whatever their cause is. Guys, it's so screwed up. These people are killers. They hate us.
I think they'll take care of business within a few days.
I hope so.
Whatever. They're going to take care of business unless other supporters like Iran, jump in and keep feeding them artillery. But they know what they're doing. The Israelis are the best at what they do. They're better than us. As far as intelligence and covert operations, they are, I give them a number one over us. And they have to be. They have to. Because they're surrounded and they're this big. It's survival.
It takes being set up, I guess. And like I said, for such a small country, to get the report, when the guy reads the report about what's going on, and he's like, okay, so this actually was funded by, and then here's the White House coming across, and, oh yeah, we're here to support you and anything you want. They're like, no, we don't want your support. We don't want your support at all. We don't want your support. We got it. Okay, we'll call you. We'll call you. All right, don't call us. We'll call you. That. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing for our country. It is. God damn. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Hey, we got rid of the Speaker of the House, Rhino, who let Pelosi have her office still. And now I think that's a message. So that's going to be good. Get Jim Jordan in there. And we'll see what happens on the election. Otherwise, we're screwed and every man for himself.
And you know what? How did it get that way? Just take a look at the environment that they voted in. That's how it got that way. That's how every man for himself. We don't have anybody at the wheel. There's nobody up there in the wheelhouse to show us guidance. There's no captain there. None.
Well, you have a puppet run by other people.
Yeah, we got Mr. Magoo running the place. Come on.
That is the exact reason Trump is in court right now. They don't want him anywhere near the place. We'll see. We'll see. We got a year, whatever. We'll see what happens. And if it stays that way, then we're screwed. Then it's every man for himself. Oh, baby, that was a good.
Don't get me. What gets me is that Israel and what's that little country underneath it? I can't think of it right now. It was a big hot spot there in the 1970s. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Damn it. It's been out of the news so long, okay, that I forgot it. But even Nixon, I think that even was in the Nixon years. Nixon knew how to handle that. You know? So, I mean, and he knew how to handle that. So, Nixon, of all guys, Tricky Dick, he knew how to fucking deal with this crap. And you know what? We don't have that guidance right now. We don't have that insight. We don't have that joint cohesion right now. And that's scary. That's scary for our country.
Gunswater is watching. Are you talking about the horror show, a Nightmare Theater type Svengali Halloween stuff? All right. Clowns from Outer Space, come on. I
Have
never
you ever seen Netflix?
see that Svengali that has the black eyes and all that. What the hell is that?
Oh my gosh, you need to do a Uncle Jim Clowns for Outer Space. Oh my gosh, you gotta get the son involved and oh my
Well,
god.
Thorzax and Uncle John knows we had Nightmare Theater, and he kicked the snot out of Svengali, who's a goofball.
Yeah.
He kicked the crap out of that guy. He'd come out of his coffin and do his spiel, and he was a real vampire. I don't know what Svengali is. All right, whatever. Good. Outer space? What the? All right, whatever.
You need to look that up, Jim, if you've never seen it before. I'm surprised you're the same age as me. That was a huge
That was a
huge
that's a
film
real
you took your girlfriend to at the drive-through. At the drive-in. Clowns from Outer Space? Come on, man. That was the shit, dude.
I don't remember Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Get a few in you.
I'll look it up.
You'll enjoy it better if you had a few in you. It's pretty good.
I'll try and find it on YouTube and see what it's about.
Oh, they're wrapping people up with freaking cotton candy and all kinds of shit. They got these crazy guns and all this other shit. It's awesome, dude. You'll love it. You will. You'll laugh yourself sick. You will.
Here's the deal. I do not like modern horror movies because they're terrible,
Yeah.
but I like the old school ones because they're funny.
Well, they're funny, and not just that. You can look at them and they don't look so real. You know that what you're watching is just,
Yeah, the modern ones are all gore and all this.
they look real.
But the
Yeah.
older ones, Frankenstein and Vampire and Mummy and all those, they were actually funny. They weren't like to
It was based in drama.
mentally traumatize you. They were there. They were half comical.
Right. And like I said, and even if they were a little serious, even in the early vampire movies with Dracula, that was all about drama. It was about the actors, and it was about
But
That's-
it wasn't so realistic. It was traumatizing.
traumatizing. Right. And
Yeah,
nowadays,
now everything is like super blood and guts. They debow somebody right on there, and I can't watch that stuff. I
can't
don't-
watch it. No, I feel you get to a certain age where you can't watch it anymore. And I
No.
think what it is that we have such appreciation for life once we get to a certain age that, we think, God, where's humanity going if we're trying to entertain ourselves with watching this sort of crap?
Yeah, I like the stuff that's not super realistic, but it's good because of the characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well.
You need to be half lit to watch some of that stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you gotta light it up a little bit when you watch Clouds from Outer Space.
I'm gonna have to watch the clown
Yeah,
one.
yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. Yeah, you will.
All right, I'll look it up tonight.
Yeah, yeah, I've watched that quite a few times. But yeah, you see, you took your girlfriend to the drive-in. You had some beer and stuff, and you got kind of screwed up, and you messed around with the car and stuff, but you still watched the movie, because what was going on, and it probably was a double feature or something. You had like Mad Max or some crap like that afterwards, You're just like, oh, let's just get through this so we can get to Mad Max. That's a real movie I wanted to see. Yeah. Yeah, we were spoiled, Jim. We were spoiled back in the day, weren't we?
Well, I'll try and look that one up. I don't remember that one. So, Clowns from Outer Space. It's probably on YouTube.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clown. Okay, all right.
Killer
Look
Clowns
it up.
from Outer Space. Yeah, just look it up. Yeah, that's almost like what was it? Shoot, what was it? What is that? The Kentucky Fried Chicken, or the Kentucky Fried Movie. That's another one too that used to be on too back when we were kids. Yeah, like I said, we were spoiled back in those days, man. We had our big cars with bench seats, no seat belts. I mean, and we went there, and we had our Clarion equalizer that had 60 watts. Okay, and we really, I think we experienced life in a different way. That was just so much functional than it is now. It really was.
I need to address Tactical Rabbit here. It's for rent. It's older than crap. And this is what I have a problem with Dish. Whether you have Dish Network or what's the other one that I have. Anyway, they still want you to pay $2 for a movie that's older than dirt.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Hey, you know what? I'm with you, Jim. Everything that I watch on any type of entertainment I watch is free. I mean, I always look for the free movies. I always look for all the free reruns of different shows and things like All in the Family or any of those old shows we used to watch and stuff like that. I always look for the free, deal on that because you know what? My money means something to me. I mean, I can afford to go and get a dish and all that. Why? All you got to do is just look for it, and it's free. Somebody's put it out there on the internet, and here I was just complaining about the internet, or computers. But I'll tell you, in one way we've got benefit, and the other way we've got a burden with computers. Believe me.
Okay, Just Jeff is here. Hey, Just Jeff, what's up? Did I miss anyone? Idaho Rogers is here. What did he just say? Scary movie, Cannibal, yeah. And I think Rabbit is saying it's from 1988. Yeah, it should be free. It should be free. Quit milking us, Dish and Cable. Cable and Dish milk you.
Yes,
You can find it. It's out there on the internet. You can find it. One of my favorites is like a Swedish movie. I think it was Swedish or Switzerland. Let the Right One In, the original, not the second one, the one in their language. That movie is awesome, but they want to charge you for it.
You know what? There was this series that was on, and I can't remember the name of the series. It just went on and on. It was like there was like I don't know, 4 different seasons to it or something like that. But it was all in subtitles, and it was about Sweden and Denmark and how they were going after these killers, and it was just awesome. It was an awesome flick. It really was. I mean, I really enjoyed it, even though I had to read my way through it. But it's definitely worth a second or third or fourth watch. I mean, it was great. It was about this lady who was, she was a detective in Denmark, and she had to work with the Swedish, authorities and stuff like that. And it was really cool. It was really a cool flick. God, I wish I remember the name of that, man. It was a great flick.
I don't know. I'm sick of them milking us. We pay for dish or cable, and they're still soaking us for on-demand movies. It's crazy.
Back in my day, if you wanted to pay for TV, you got cable TV, and you only had like 2 channels. You had HBO, and you had cinema. That was it. Period. And all the rest, everything that you watched was sponsored, and it was all free. Everything was free. And you know what? The quality of those shows were so much better than they are now. I mean, everything, it's like we reduced our quality because we've decided to go ahead and dig money out of our wallet in order to be entertained. And now the entertainment company, industry is like, oh, well, I'll pay for it. Oh, you want to be entertained, you want to be entertained, they're going to pay for it,
I don't know. I'm ready to kill the dish, but my wife has one channel she likes to watch, and that's what's keeping us alive on Dish. But
I'm going to tell you what.
bill, get rid of. That's a gas bill right there.
I mean, hands down, the Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zone, the 1950s, 1960s, Twilight Zone cannot be beat.
Oh, they're awesome.
Be beat. They are awesome. There's one show on their stream there that's called Two, and it had what's his name? It had Charles Bronson in it, and Elizabeth Montgomery, who later became Bewitched. And the name of that show, that segment was called Two, and it's really good. I mean, yeah, I mean, really good. You gotta watch it, man. Just look it up.
Twilight Zone, one of my favorites is, I forget what the title is. It's about the shoes. A gangster and the shoes. And when somebody else put on the shoes, he became him again. That was an awesome Twilight Zone. That was so good. That was so good. He became the guy. Whoever wore those shoes became the guy. That was a good one.
And that's what is lacking in today's entertainment, because they want to take the thinking part out of it. The thinking man.
The acting, everything.
Not just that, the drama and the storyline. That it's up for the thinking person to say, hey, I got to track along with all this. It's almost like the late 1960s Star Trek, for instance. I think those are some of the best episodes around. You want to know why? Because you had to imagine. You had to use your imagination. You didn't have CDI. You didn't have all this crazy, effects and everything like that. You actually had to say, hey, I'm going to enjoy this because I'm going to enjoy it. And it looks a little fake to me. So what? I'm into the show. I'm into the acting. I'm into what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You actually had to be part of it to enjoy it.
Yeah. Broke Loader like Hitchcock. He did a few good ones. The one in the apartment with Jimmy Stewart. The one in the apartment, he's looking and he's watching what's going on in the windows across. Oh, that was a good one. And then, of course, you had with Norman in the shower. Yeah.
John.
Yeah. I've heard
Uncle
you.
John, what were your parents kind of weird or something? I mean, I don't see how that could have.
Well,
I
no,
know what my parents would not let us watch Bewitched. My mother would just come out and say,
That's all about witches. It's all about witches and stuff, but we're not going to watch that crap in this house.
"Oh yeah,
yeah.
you bet."
My wife, there was some shows she couldn't watch as a kid, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Dennis the Menace and things like this? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get that. I got to watch everything. If it was on TV, I watched it. Yeah.
You didn't watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, though. That's a good one. Get a few in you before you do. You'll love it. Oh, I know you'll love it. You'll get it. You'll think this is great.
Uncle John can tell you, we always loved Leave It to Beaver because that was America. Leave It to Beaver was the best ever. Yeah. I love Bewitched. I love I Dream of Jeannie. All those shows were great. Yeah.
I already told you how I felt about that woman. I've already told you how I felt about Barbara Eden. Tell you what, she did more for the male population and capitulation of male role in the United States than any other woman that had been alive. I'm telling you right now.
As far as Bewitched goes, the original husband was better. The second guy was a dork.
Yeah. The original Darren was better. Yeah.
Yeah, Darren was almost like Jim Carrey. You know, he looked kind of like that. He was the best husband, and
Yeah.
then I don't know why they canned him or he died. I don't know what happened to him, but they went with that goofball guy after that. The dork.
Quincy was good. You know, I used to watch that too. You know, Quincy, I used to come from work and I'd watch Quincy, and it was amazing.
Every show back then, all the cop shows were good back then. Everything was good back then.
You know what? You even go back to Dirty Harry. You go back to Dirty Harry, and that was an excellent movie. It was. You can't get a movie like that now. You know.
All the good cop shows back in the 60s, 70s was great. So
You know what's crazy in that original Dirty Harry was the guy that played the dude that was going around killing the girls, and he lived in that stadium and stuff. And Clint Eastwood, you know, he found out who he was. I guess he shot him on the 50-yard line or some crap like that. Well, anyway, the bottom line was that guy that played that role later in, I think, Deep Space Nine played a character on Deep Space Nine. He's actually a very established actor. He's very good. Yeah.
let's see, GGW Outdoors is here.
Hey, GGW.
Yeah, he talks about William Shatner and
There's only one Captain Kirk. I'm sorry. There is only one Captain Kirk, and he is the dude. I mean, he's the man. He is the freaking man. I'm telling you, you better give that guy a salute. I'm telling you,
he's still kicking. He's still kicking. He's funnier than hell.
Hard. All the rest of those other guys, they're all punks. Oh yeah, they are. They're all punks, man. Captain Kirk was a shit. And you know what? One thing I was going to bring this up. There was one episode that in Star Trek. I think it's what was it? It was like. He beamed down when he beamed back up or something like that. And he split in two, and there was like the good
and
side,
the bad, yeah,
and the bad side.
It had good and evil, everyone. I think.
Yeah, and the bad dude, the bad part of Kirk, man. Oh my gosh, he played that so just awesome. He goes into sick bay and he demands the brandy. Okay, so Bones is like, well, here you go, man. You're the captain. So he gives him the brandy. He's walking down the hallway, just getting all fucked up, having a good old time, man. And he sees that yeoman's name played over her cabin, and he just smiles. It just might as well just say pussy right there. I got my booze, and now I'm a pussy, and that's it. It was awesome. It was like, Kirk, you did it, man. Shatner, he did it. It was awesome. You just watch that one part; it's hilarious.
What's weird about the original Star Trek? The original Star Trek did not catch on. They thought it was going to die, and then the reruns caught on, and then they got popular. And they were way ahead of its time. They had the flip up phones. They had their laser guns. Everything was ahead of their time. Computers that talk. Everything nowadays they had back there. Yeah. Except for they had buttons instead of digital, but whatever. And gauges. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, when you see Kirk, man, he's coming down the hallway, and he's taking a draw off that brandy, and look at his eye, and he's just having a good old time, man, stumbling down the hallway, and he turns around, he looks up, and he sees that, Janice, whatever her name was, that blonde chick with the big, hair and all that crap. I mean, she was hot. But anyway, yeah, he just smiles. You can tell right away. You can tell right away what was going on there. Okay, I have my booze. Now it's time to move it up a notch. That was awesome.
Okay, Andy. Thorzak is really animated about this stuff. Andy, did you have favorite shows around that time?
Just about everything you mentioned.
Really? Okay, good.
Great.
Hey, it was good stuff. It was like the music. Everything was good.
It was.
Dragnet, everything. All the cop shows. What's the guy with the crooked finger and the lollipop? All good. All good.
Oh, yeah, Kojak. And then there's, oh, my gosh. And not just that, you can get started on a whole series of, what's his name? Columbo. That's another one.
Columbo.
Yeah, you can get lost in all
Beretta.
those.
Hawaii Five-0, Streets of San Francisco, all those.
Oh, the Streets of San Francisco. The original Streets of San Francisco was excellent. That was excellent. Carl Malden and what's his name? Oh, it was excellent.
Broke loader. You got to come on sooner or later. Come on. Maybe Halloween. Come on, broke loader. You got to come on.
Broke loader, come on, man. We got room. Come on.
Broke loader.
Hey, got a chair here, Got an empty chair here. Come on.
All you guys, there's links here. Anyone comes on, okay? Anybody. Don't be shy. But we got to do a short chat tonight. We got to be under 2 hours tonight. I want to make sure we got Halloween at the end of the month. So I can do one every Saturday until then.
You guys watch Gomer Pyle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then how about Red Skelton?
Gomer Pyle, the sergeant, was the best. When he got under the sergeant's skin, he was the best ever. Especially, do you remember when he bought the sergeant's car, which was a convertible? It was awesome.
Yeah.
And the sergeant sold it because it got bad gas mileage. But he kept filling it up. And Pyle bought the car. And all of a sudden he thought, what the hell? How are you getting this gas mileage? And he wanted the car back. Oh, well. Beautiful car. I think it was Chrysler convertible. Yeah. Yeah. Gomer Pyle obviously came from Mayberry. I love that. I grew up, my son grew up on Mayberry. He loved that. Good stuff. Good, wholesome shows.
Goes Vanessa McHale's Navy.
McHale's Navy.
I was going to say McHale's Navy with Tim Conway. I mean, that's a scream.
Yeah, the guy with the teeth. Borgnine. Borgnine?
Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah. Love that guy. Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame. The cartoons, they killed all the good cartoons for being PC. Yeah, everything's screwed by PC now. They're banning everything. It's too bad. You banned Dr. Seuss. Are you kidding me? Dr. Seuss books are banned? Are you kidding me? What's wrong with America? Anyway.
It's been years and years and years of the teachers in the schools been slowly driving it into everybody's mind to where we never noticed it, and now it's there.
Oh, yeah. Now they're teaching kids to have opposite sex. Yeah.
You have 5-year-old kids, they're trying to convince them to change their sex.
Yeah. And they have cartoons that are visual, and yeah, it's bad. Or books. Yeah, it's sick. It's disgusting. We'll get over it. We'll switch it around one way or another. One way or another, it's getting switched because it can't go on.
It's a little late. There's a whole generation and a half of people that are in that group.
Well, I have faith. There's some fighting back now, and they're not buying it. So yeah, there's some youngins out there that aren't buying it. So that's good.
There's the other one, Baba Black Sheep. How about Wild Wild West?
One fish, two fish. Yeah. All the shows, 60s, 70s, they were good. All the regular, and you can watch them on dish or cable. There's a channel that just shows, and my wife just turns that channel on and lets it run.
There's 2 channels like that.
Yeah, she just lets that channel run the whole time. She didn't like the modern stuff. Yeah. Ernest Borgnine. That was my wife's dad loved Ernest Borgnine. He liked him for some reason. I don't know if it was a military thing or what. Yeah. It's good stuff. Now we get fed a bunch of crap on real, what do you call it? Real TV, or what do you call it? Anyway, whatever TV, realistic TV. What do they call that? Come on, side chat. Anyway, yeah, it's a bunch of crap. All right, what else do we talk about? Side chat, say something. What do we talk about now? What subject? Did I see someone else come on here? Trying to keep track. All right.
Yeah, any of you guys used to watch the Johnny Carson show?
Yeah. Grew up on that. Yeah.
It's hard for me to stay up. I have school the next morning.
Yeah, back when they were smoking cigarettes and talking about
Yeah.
whatever the hell they wanted to. Yeah. And you had John Wayne, you had all the guests on there, Clint Eastwood, everybody. Yeah. And they didn't give a crap.
No,
I love that. Same with Dean Martin. Love that. So,
good old Jerry Lewis.
Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett show was awesome.
Yeah.
Carol Burnett, her shows were funny. They had good people on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvey Korman. Harvey Korman. He was in Blazing Saddles, and that guy was a scream. I mean, he's a funny dude. He is.
Carol Burnett was good stuff. So she always had good guests on, and it was kind of like theater and TV at the same time. It was really good. It was live.
I really do feel that back in the day, I think we had a lot more freedom to enjoy, different, the diversity of actors and stuff like that. And today that is so missing because everything's so controlled and so driven by agenda and crap like that. And I'm not saying it wasn't driven by agenda back in those days, but they still gave the actors a lot of freedom to really be the character, and I think that really expanded our enjoyment quite a bit without somebody going, oh, we can't do that, oh, we can't be that way, oh, we can't say it like that. It's crap. It's crap. That's what we got nowadays.
It is. It's either cheesy and cheap, or agenda, or reality TV is what I was looking for when I was trying to. Reality TV, it's garbage.
You know what? I used to really like the show. I'd get off work. I was working swing shift, and I come home, and it was caught on tape, and it was all these little snippets of police videos and things like that. And I used to like to watch that when I get off work. I'd crack a beer, sit in my chair and watch TV. Kind of unwind before I go to bed. But I really liked that because it did show a lot of our environment, people that we live around and stuff like that, and different situations that unfold. I told you about the whole thing where, this dude, in one episode, this dude, man, he runs in, he's got his hoodie on and all that stuff, and he's holding up, Rahib there, at the counter and everything, and a homie wants some money out of the till, and you can see this down this aisleway, okay, this unfolding, and this guy comes walking up, and he's got his name, they've obliterated it, of course, and they didn't want to show his name, but it has his name across the back of his baseball jersey, okay, and the guy reaches over and grabs a can of beans, and he throws this can of beans at that dude. I mean, with the wind up and everything, the step off and everything, just like he's pitching. He must have been a pitcher for some minor league or something like that. But he hit that guy in the head and he killed him with that can of beans. He dropped that guy like a wet bag of spoon. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. You can see stuff like that, but nowadays you just don't. All you see is the action of the police chasing them and stuff like that. But a lot of that was, what I used to watch was just big citizens walking in on a situation.
Leon, Kitty, come here.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Leon.
Yeah, you got to grab Leon there. Is Leon, is he a tomcat?
He's a boy. He's definitely, he's all boy.
Okay, so he lets you know that he doesn't want to be petted by biting at you or clawing at you and stuff. He wants to be left alone.
No, he likes to be petted when he wants to, but I'm going to be a hero because I got him in. And if you come in when it's dark, you're a hero. Two other shows, Archie Bunker and Sanford and Son. Priceless. All right.
Sanford and Son was funny.
Archie Bunker. You're kidding me. Come on. Hilarious.
It is. I remember Edith was going through menopause. Edith was going through menopause. And so she's all like weird and shit, And Archie, he doesn't know what's going on. He's just sitting there in his chair and he's having his beer. And he looks over at her and he's trying to figure out what's wrong with her, right? So he's asking her, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And I think what's her name? The daughter says, Dad, she's going through the change. Oh, she's going through the change. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm all for that. He holds his watch out. He's like, okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes to this change. What an idiot. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of funny things in that, yeah.
All right. What movie do I have to remember tonight? Clowns? What?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns. I'll just remember that and try and look it up. Killer Clowns.
Yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You might like it. You might not like it. I'm not trying to judge what you like. don't like. So I mean, but it's worth a viewing. Like I said,
Married with Children.
it was one of those B grade movies that they showed at the drive through, or at the drive in, and yeah.
That show Married with Children.
Yeah, that was another good series that went on for a long time.
The Honeymooners. Jackie Gleason was one of a kind. Yes. You gotta love Jackie Gleason. His stand up, he didn't give a crap either. He didn't give a crap. I love that. Yeah. Oh.
All right, guys, I'm going to bail out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should all bail out and just say
Yeah. Let's save the time for later.
Vanessa, yes, I'm watching the Continental.
Okay, I'm gonna be looking up Killer Clowns tonight.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
All right. Okay, everyone that stuck around on the side chat, love you guys. And
Yeah, it's great for you guys to show up and we spend this time together. It really means a lot to us and everything else too, with you guys too. Without you guys, there wouldn't really hardly be anything to talk about.
And all right. Good night, Andy. All right. Good night, Taurus. Thanks for coming on, guys. And
By the way,
everyone in the side chat.
I just want to mention this. There's another movie out there that was put out by the Sundance movie festival people, and it was low budget, but it's done very well. And it's science fiction, and it's called Moon. And it was put out in, I think, 2009. And that is a really good movie. That is a thinking man's movie, because you would definitely at the end of that say, yep, corporations would do that. They would do that. That's a really good movie. You got to watch it if you like science fiction. It's called Moon. 2009 is when it came out.
Okay.
Sam Rockwell's in it.
James Pullard just showed up. Good night, James. Everyone in the side chat, love you guys. Thanks for coming on, guys.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Good night.
All right. So until next time.